Hello, everyone, and welcome to New Mexico Military Institute's YouTube Live Q&A. I'm Brittany Villegas, Global Enrollment Recruiter and Counselor here at NMMI, and I'm honored to be your moderator for tonight's conversation. If you're tuning in as a prospective student, or if you're a parent looking for a school that will truly prepare your son or daughter for the future, you're in the right place. Tonight's theme is #WeAreNMMI. This isn't just a hashtag, it's a mindset. It's about what it means to be a part of something bigger than yourself. NMMI is a place where students from all over the world come together to grow, lead, and learn on a campus that values character, critical thinking, responsibility, and respect. You'll be hearing directly from cadets who've walked that path. They'll share what life here is really like, how they've been challenged, how they've grown, and how this experience is setting them up for a lifelong success, whether that means college, military service, or a career. Throughout tonight's event, you're welcome to ask questions in the YouTube chat or join the conversation on social media using the hashtag WeAreNMMI. We'll be pulling questions live and getting to as many as we can. We're excited to share our stories with you, and let's get started. So I'd like to start by introducing our cadets. Where are you from? What brought you to NMMI? We're going to start with Cadet Garcia Marquez.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Garcia. I'm a cadet here at New Mexico. I come from Acapulco, Guerrero in Mexico. And what brought me to Nmmi, honestly, I was looking to further my education and to get out of my comfort zone.
Fantastic. And what made you say yes to NMMI overall?
Well, first of all, I found this school through my cousin that graduated here, and she told me like a lot of stories about how it was and her experience with NMMI, and I really wanted to try it out, and it really like gave me courage to get out of my comfort zone and start like going to the US. It was a really big step for me.
That's fantastic. Cadet Lesher, we're going to move right on over to you.
All right, hello. My name is Augustine Lesher. I'm from Las Cruces, New Mexico, not too far from Roswell. I've been a cadet for 4 years. I started here as a freshman, and now I'm a senior in high school. And what brought me to NMMI was the search for just a very good education. New Mexico, I wanted a great education in the state that I was at, and I wanted to look past the schools that were in my city, in my state. I just wanted to see where the best education I could get was in my state, New Mexico.
Now, Cadet Lesher, before we move on, I'd like to ask what surprised you most when you arrived to NMMI?
If I'm being completely honest, I'd probably say it was the amount of squirrels on campus. But if I was going to say something other than that, then it would probably be the diverse community of students here. I had no idea there would be this many students from across the world coming to NMMI.
That's fantastic. Now we're going to move over to Cadet De Souza. You're next.
Hello everyone, my name is Giovanna de Souza. I'm from Brazil. I'm a senior in high school. This is just my second year. I have been at NMMI for 2 years. What brought me to NMMI? I'm a person that really enjoys to challenge myself. So I saw this as an opportunity to learn a new language. Yes, when I came here, I didn't know any English. So it was a way to get out of my comfort zone and challenge myself.
That's fantastic. So what helped you adjust to the structure and pace of life at NMMI?
I definitely say the support that everybody here gives to you. They all want you to succeed. It doesn't matter if it's staff, faculty, or your fellow cadets. All of them, they're gonna help you. They're gonna guide you and find the better and the best way to help you to succeed. They're gonna give you all the tools, and you just gotta do it on your own. But they're gonna give you the directions.
We love that. Okay, now we're going to move over to Cadet Assis Mafort.
Hello everyone, my name is Lawrence Mafor. I'm also from Brazil. And I've been at the institute for 2 years now. I got here as a junior and I'm a senior in high school. I've been studying military schools for the past almost 12 years of my life. I started at a very young age, and what made me come to NMMI was basically to challenge myself and, of course, improve my vocabulary in English.
Very good. Now, Cadet Carbiano, over to you.
Hi, I'm Cadet Cassandra Carpignano. I'm from Austin, Texas. I came to Nmmi because I wanted to step out of my comfort zone. I was a really shy kid when I was in middle school, and I started coming to New Mexico military as a high school sophomore, and now I'm a freshman in college, and I really enjoy it. So, yeah.
So, what would you say is the biggest way NMMI differs from the school you came from?
So, my old school, I went to a private Christian school, and it was great overall. But I didn't have that independence from my parents as well. And I really wanted to start, trying things on my own. I wanted the structure that a military school gives, the discipline, the code of conduct, and especially the leadership. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, Cadet Garcia Marquez, I'm going to ask you the same question. What was the biggest way NMMI differs from the schools that you've come from?
Well, as someone who has only studied in like public schools back in Mexico, it was really a shock to me to like come here and find out. First of all, I think the biggest shock was like you get to move your own classes, like you go from class to class. Where I'm from, usually the teacher moves from class to class and you stay with the same students. That really, I don't know, that was something so basic, but it impacted me a lot.
I think that's extremely important. Now, when you hear the phrase #WeAreNMMI, what does it mean to you personally? And I'm going to go to Cadet DeSosa first.
So the first thing that comes to my mind is family. That is what we are. We are an MMI. We're a family. We're a big family. We eat together. We live together. We train together, and we grow together. That's what it means to me. It doesn't matter if we don't share the same language, if we don't share the same country. We share same goals and purpose. So that's what it means to me.
Fantastic. And Cadet Assis Mafort, how do you feel about that same question? What is #WeAreNMMI?
The hashtag is basically we are all a family. We do things together. As Giovanna said, we grow together. And we're all so attached to each other. We treat each other as a family. They're the siblings that I never had, and I'm really, really proud of each one of them.
Thank you. So I'm going to stick with you, Cadet Assis Mafort, for a moment. Can you give me an example of a moment when you felt #WeAreNMMI in action?
I would say it was between my troop. When you're in a troop, you, of course, you're gonna bond with everyone. But I would say that my troop, we have a really good communication and we just bond really well together. Um, this semester we had what we call a motivational run, and during the motivational run, I would say I had that sense of family among us because everyone was trying not pushing each other but motivating and supporting each other throughout the whole way, and nobody would stay behind. We would just stick together and finish it strong together.
That's fantastic. And Cadet Lesher, can you touch on that as well? Can you give us an example of a moment when you felt #WeAreNMMI in action?
Yes. So numerous times throughout the semester, we'll often have mandatory sports games that we have to go to and support some of our team players. Like, for instance, in the fall semesters, we have to go to football games for college and high school. And sometimes, whenever we're at those games and the game is just getting really, we're just getting really into the game and everyone's all supportive of the players and we're screaming from the bleachers and some more points are being scored and the game just keeps going on and everyone's in support of the same team and we're working together just to motivate our own people. And sports are a big part of NMMI. So usually during those games, it's often whenever I feel most connected to the rest of my school.
That's amazing. And you mentioned that you were a bit shocked by the diversity we have here on campus. So I'd like to ask you, NMMI brings students together from all over the world. How has that shaped your experience?
I have learned so many different people's opinions on topics, so many people's different knowledge on topics. I've learned what life is like in all those different places. But the biggest thing that I've learned is probably learning how to live with so many different people and just accommodating for their differences. It's not a difficult thing per se. It's just so interesting to be talking to one person about one thing and then talk to another person about the same thing, and they have just such a different outlook on it just because of where they're from. And I just think it's incredible how different people can be just based on where they're from.
That's amazing. Cadet Carpignano, I'm going to ask you the same question. How has that shaped your experience here?
So, for my very first year at New Mexico Military, I was in band. And we had this band trip that we went on to Disneyland. So we could play on one of the ships that were there. And my mom is half Vietnamese, or my mom is Vietnamese, and I'm half. So I got to speak to so many different Vietnamese people that were at Nmmi, and we all got together and we all went to Disneyland together and hung out the entire time. And it was just a really good experience getting to know these people in Vietnam, because now when I travel there, I visit all 10 of them every time. So, yeah, that's really exciting.
No, that's fantastic. So, what is one thing you've learned from another cadet's culture or background that stuck with you? And I'm going to start with Cadet Garcia Marquez on that one.
Well, to start off, when I first came here 2 years ago, I didn't really make a lot of friends, so I used to hang out a lot with Brazilian kids. And since I hang out with them so much, they speak Portuguese. So I started learning Portuguese from them, and they would tell me a lot of stuff about their culture, their food. It was such an interesting experience. So much that I actually started learning, and I can comprehend it really well now, even though I can't speak it. And I feel like that's gonna like stick with me for like a long time, even though I've never had like a formal class of Portuguese.
That's great. And Cadet De Sosa, how do you feel about that question?
I definitely agree with Elizabeth. We spent a really long time together in the beginning. But I also have another example. My best friend, she's from Ivory Coast. And what Elizabeth feels about Portuguese, I feel about French. I understand French, I just cannot speak it, but it's gonna stay with me forever. And I'm gonna always remember her. That's the point. We're always gonna remember each other because we're a family and we'll never forget. We will never forget.
Thank you. So we have a question that came in from Facebook. What is the admissions process for international students, and when do we need to start that process? So I would recommend for our fall semester, you start now. Put in your application. It's easy, can be done online. And then for international students, you'd be working with one of our counselors, meet the expected requirements. Okay, so depending on your country of origin, we do require an English exam, but other than that, and a passport, of course. But we do require basic admission process just like everyone else. However, I do recommend starting now as our fall semester starts in July, late July. All right. Now, how would you describe the sense of family or unity you've experienced here? Absolutely all of you have kind of touched on this, but we're going to start with Cadet Asisma Fort.
So the sense of family that we experience here is just different. When you first get here, you will have a roommate most likely. And I would say that my roommate, she became just my sister. I spent the summer with her when I was not able to go back home to Brazil. And being able to have all this the support is just amazing. And I really love the connections that we made.
Fantastic. And Cadet Lusher, how do you feel about this question?
Um, Honestly, I would completely consider so many cadets here as part of my own family, even though that I'm not related to them. I've shared secrets with them. I've shared meals with them. I've put my trust in them. They've put their trust in me. And we've had each other's backs for a long time, more the ones that have stayed here as long as I have. And I've just learned so much from them. And I honestly couldn't imagine myself being around a bunch of different groups of people if I went to a regular high school.
That's fantastic. So we did have another question come through. How are roommates assigned? Cadet Carpignano, I'm going to have you answer this one.
Okay, so recently they came up with a new process where they make you fill out a form online and they'll match you up by like what percent, what do you like, what do you not like, do you like having people in your room, do you not like having people in your room, and they'll match you up with a really similar roommate. Like my roommate right now, I could never ask for a better one. She's in ROTC, she wakes up early, but I stay in bed. She likes to play her music quiet, I play my music quiet, and we love the same topics as well. Like I love animals, she loves animals, and we love to just talk about all these different kinds of things. So yeah.
Fantastic. Now, you're junior college. I'd like to switch over to Cadet Garcia Marquez. Can you answer the same question?
Well, I've only been here for 2 years and I'm not really familiar with the process of getting a roommate, but I do know that they are assigned to us by our troop leadership, which is an adult we call TLAs, and they match us up from the day we arrive, like you're gonna have a roommate. Like I had a great experience when I first arrived with my roommate. She was Brazilian too, and I still talk to her even though she left after only one semester.
Fantastic. So, coming in as a new cadet, you do have one other roommate. This is someone who's about the same grade, same age as you. And like they said, there are different systems for matching you with a roommate, but it does vary per semester. So you will have one other person that you get to become best friends with, get comfortable with, and move forward on your journey together. So I'd also like to touch on how you're able to stay in contact with your family when you're there. Well, when you're here, are cell phones controlled? That's one of our questions that just came through. I'm going to push over to Cadet De Sousa.
So you can talk to your family every day. I call my mom every single day. There is no one day that I don't call her. It was really hard in the beginning since you're gonna pass through the process of Red Week, which is basically a week when you arrive. And the first week that you arrive, and you're gonna be trained. The cadre, the leadership, gonna train you, gonna teach you everything, all the systems. So don't be nervous if you don't know a lot about an MMI. You're gonna learn everything in the first couple weeks. But anyways, coming back to the point of you talking to your family, sometimes you cannot use your cell phone. For example, when you are eating in the cafeteria, you cannot use a cell phone there when you are recruit. But you can always call your family every single day. I did anyways, not use because it was you. Yeah, I couldn't use it there. But when you go to the restroom during Reg Week, I always called my mom when I was going to the restroom. That we don't have much time here. We are really busy with our extracurricular activities, with our academics. But you can always find a time to call your family.
Fantastic. Now, I'd like to touch a bit on how you too can become a part of the NMMI family. Our application process is easy to access online and free of charge. Once you have completed the online application, your enrollment advisor will reach out to you regarding the required documents, tests, etc. So all of our requirements. If you have any questions, I encourage you to reach out to admissions@nmmi.edu for more information or give us a call. We're more than happy to walk you through the process and encourage you to apply today. Our deadline for fall admission is early July. As I said, you have to be here for matriculation late July. So it's important to apply now and then again start working on scholarships. So we did have a question come through asking, are there scholarships available and how you can apply? Yes, we have many different scholarship options, right? Over 150 scholarship options to 300 scholarship options. If you're a New Mexico resident, you can attend for little to no cost, so a free education. Start applying now. We'll work with you, get through your admissions process, and start working with our financial aid department to apply for those scholarships, okay? So, we also had a question come through on athletics. Do we have a basketball program? Yes, we do have many different athletic programs here. We are a 3A high school, but we're also what's considered a D1 junior college. So we do have athletic programs and a huge focus on athletics. Lesher, you spoke on this a little bit earlier, so I'd like you to touch a little bit more.
All right. So basically any big sport team that you can think of, we probably have it. We have basketball, football, soccer, swimming, track, and New Mexico Military Institute, from what I have observed, does have some very incredible athletes. Like she said, we have a D1 college basketball program. Our teams are often very good whenever it comes to whatever they're doing. They train a lot. After school, they have practice. They are often away for games or at home where we support them. And just based on the support from their own schools and the motivation to just be the best, our sport teams have just been incredible over the past couple of years. Ma'am, you're muted.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to switch over to Cadet DeSosa, who also participates in some of our sports.
So I'm current. I don't participate in any sport anymore, but I was playing volleyball when I first came here as a recruit, and it was a great experience. It helps you to really learn more about NMMI, and also it was really good for me because I practiced my English there with my volleyball coach and all the people that I was playing with. Right now, I'm a facilitator in ropes course. So me, Leisure, and Lauren, we are all facilitators. So I'm not in a sport anymore, but we are all a family. You're gonna have a lot of activities that you're gonna identify. You're gonna find yourself here. You're gonna find the best version of yourself. And as I say, that just don't stress out too much. You're gonna learn everything. We all are here to help you, to guide you, to find the success.
Very good. So, Cadet Assismafort, what's been the most challenging part of your journey so far, and how did you get through it?
Of course, when you first get here, there's a little bit of a language barrier. However, all the support that I had, especially from my teachers, helped me to get through it really quickly. That was the biggest thing for me, but right now I would say I don't have any issues anymore.
Fantastic. And Cadet Carpignano, same question. What's been the most challenging part of your journey so far, and how did you get through it?
I think the hardest part was not having my parents to hide behind. Because I'm a really big introvert, but after coming to New Mexico military, I've been soaring. I never talked a lot, and now all I do is talk to teachers, to friends. Like me and Cadet Leisure, we've been friends for probably about 4 years now, and I would say we're really close like that. So I didn't have friends, but now I have too many to count on one hand. So
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned Cadet Leisure. How have your classmates helped you grow, not just as a student, but as a person?
Just like Cassandra said, I have been friends with her for a while, and not just her, but many other people. I have, like I said earlier in an earlier question, I have learned so many different things from all the different people here. I've learned what life is like. I've learned things just to do here. When I first got here as a freshman, I was pretty timid. I didn't have a lot of friends. I would just stay in my room and do my math homework all the time. But a lot of people helped me get out of my shell, go out and start talking to people, because it is a military school. These people are going to have to be your friends because you're with them all the time. And now things have just been going incredibly well. I've got so many friends. Things have been going incredibly well for me social wise, and there's only more to come whenever I go to college.
Fantastic. Now, that being said, we did have another question come through. Where do most cadets go after NMMI? Just the military? No, absolutely not. So, we are here to build the leadership skills you need to take on to your next step. Whether that's the military, whether that's an academy, a university, whether that's a career. We are here to support you on your journey to find out who you are, what you need, and to get you to a point of success where you can take on that path regardless of what your next steps may be. Okay, so Cadet DeSosa, we also had a question come through. What is the ropes course? Will you please touch on this?
So the ropes course, we have a club here that is called the ropes course. We have the rappel tower, we have high ropes, we have low ropes. So what it's basically a couple of activities where you can build team building and just get along with people. But basically it's high ropes and I love rappel tower, so I'm gonna emphasize the rappel tower. And another thing about what Miss Brittany was just saying, definitely it's not just for people who who seek for a military career. I feel like values such as discipline, resilience, leadership, those are not just military values. I see as life lessons and gonna add up to everybody's life. So even if you are gonna be a teacher, you need to have discipline. So it doesn't fit just on the military side.
That was very good. So, uh, Cadet DeSosa, can you talk about a time when a faculty member or coach really showed up for you?
So there was a lot of times, but the one that I cannot forget was when I first came here. I was so excited, so I was trying to do everything. I signed up for all the clubs, and I was kind of stressing out. Yeah, kind of. And my advisor, he had just sat down with me, and he basically explained to me that he knew that I was excited with everything, but I had to calm down a little bit and just focus on something that I couldn't be in two places at the same time, which I really appreciate that he told me this because I was trying to do everything. And that really showed me that he cared about me, that he was really willing to help me. And that besides the fact that I didn't have my family here, that I don't have my family here, I was finding people that lately became part of my family. Your audio, ma'am.
Cadet Garcia Marquez, can you touch on this as well?
I'm sorry, touch on what? Excuse me.
Can you talk about a time when a faculty member or coach really showed up for you?
Definitely. Okay, so I would like to talk about the TLAs. I think I've mentioned them too. So they're this like troop leadership. They're adults that also like make sure that we're okay, that we have everything we need. Just recently, actually, I had this problem with my uniform. It kind of teared, and I was trying to find a replacement. But usually, when you go to the cadet store, you need to pay for it. But instead, I went with my TLA, and they just like let me have some pants that I needed, and it was like for free. Like I didn't need to pay or anything. That was really nice of her, and I really appreciated it because like I really needed it at the moment.
That's great. So, Cadet Carpignano, we had another question come through. Are there church services for our students who may need any support? Can you answer this one?
Yes, of course. So we do have church. We have Protestant services, non-denominational, and we also have Catholic services at 5 p.m. Some of the things I would like to touch on is the emotional and support that we have here on campus. We have the Cadet Counseling Center. We have the Spiritual and Life Coaching Center. and academic support. I go to church every weekend on Sundays, and we also have on Wednesdays a fellowship. Yes, so we get together um, right before dinner, and we basically do like a little fun and games. We worship, and they bring dinner to us, and we eat there as a family, basically. So yeah.
Fantastic. Cadet Lesher, would you like to touch on this a little bit more as well?
Yes, ma'am. So the support systems for NMMI are honestly very good in my opinion. Like I said, whenever I first started, I was having a tough time. I have gone to the Cadet Counseling Center quite a few times ever since I've been here. They're nothing but supportive. They always listen. Things are confidential. It's a very inviting place, and it's always welcome to whoever wants to come in there. And they always have a lot of food in there too, just in case you want to stress eat or just have some snacks. So I do like going down there every once in a while, but they do help you with your problems. I don't think I might have made it all the way without the Cadet Counseling Center, and I just really appreciate all the help that they've done for me, and I plan on thanking them before I graduate.
Fantastic. Now, Cadet Garcia Marquez, how has this place changed your confidence or sense of purpose?
Well, definitely, like the people here have helped me a lot. Like Cadet Mafor, that's also here with us. She's like my best friend here in the institute, and she's helped me a lot with my confidence, making new friends. She's really helped me by giving me advice when I need someone or need a ear to listen to. So has everyone else that I've interacted with here. Most people here are really nice, and I enjoy that we have a family like relationship, even though like we're so diverse and different from each other.
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned Cadet Assisma Fort. We're going to switch over to you. How has this place changed your confidence or sense of purpose?
It definitely has helped me a lot to build confidence, especially during leadership classes. When you get here, pretty much everyone on this campus has leadership classes, especially high school. It has helped a lot, and I love all the Latin instructors, and I love all my friends here. And the sense of purpose, it was definitely created during Rat Week when we had to just support each other and help each other to go through everything.
Fantastic. Now, we did have a couple questions come through we're going to answer. So, what if a student needs more support academically? That's a great question, and we're going to switch over to Cadet Carpignano to answer that one.
So we have on campus tutoring. We got peer tutors, which is your fellow cadets will get together and during night study hall, which is Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday is when our night study hall is, but our peer tutors will be in there all day. They have shifts, and they'll come in and whatever you need to work on. Oh, I need help with algebra 2. So they'll help you out with algebra 2. And they also have something called tutor.com, which is a tutoring website where it's free. The school pays for it. And it's a professional tool that will help you like during live sessions, and they'll be able to help you with writing your essay. I've used that for something called the capstone, which was a really big senior project we had to work on. And I got a 90, so it's really helpful. There's a lot of academic sources on campus that people that can help you. Teachers are also in the mornings from 7 until classes start to help you and tutor you. So.
Fantastic. And I'd like to expand on that a little bit more. So, as Cadet Carpignano said, we have peer tutors, we have paid tutors, we have teacher hours, we have academic weekends. There's a 24-hour online study service that you can use. So there's a lot of opportunity. For our high school students, you do have a mandatory 2 hour study hall every night. Junior college is a little bit different, but there's so many opportunities to be successful here. There's no reason not to succeed in your classes. Now, we had another question come through that says, what extracurriculars are there at NMMI? Now, I'm going to go to Cadet DeSosa to answer this one for us.
So we have so many things that you can do here on campus. We have the international club, we have the ropes course club, we have the color guard, the gauze rifle drill team, the camping club, the Native America club, the aviation club, Black Student Alliance Club. We have so many clubs. I know all of them because I technically signed up for all of them. But yes, one thing that I would say and advise, try your best to manage your time. That was something that I kind of struggle on it, but with my advisor's help, I kind of got it. But yeah, that's my biggest advice. Just try to manage your time. You cannot be in two places at the same time. So I know that it's exciting, but when you come here, choose, I would say, like two clubs. So then you can go on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which are the times that you have to go to your clubs. You don't have to, but that's the time that it's all for you to go to your clubs, or maybe you want to just enjoy and stay in your room. Because on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, if you are not in sport, you need to do the physical training, which is called PT. And basically, it's all the cadets. They go to the field. You have the coach Ford, who is the responsible for it, and we just train together. We run, we do push-ups, some activities. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can go to your clubs. So I would say just join two clubs.
Fantastic. So back to Cadet DeSosa. That being said, NMMI is all about growing leaders. How have you stepped into leadership since arriving?
So when you first came here, you come as a recruit. You don't have a leadership position, but as you grow, not just as a person, but as a leader, you get a leadership position. Right now, I'm a staff sergeant, a squad leader. I'm responsible for 9 cadets, and it really helped me to find confidence in myself. It really helped me with confidence and finding the best way to guide people to support each other. And it's really nice having a squad, so then I can see the different perspectives, the different point of view that they have. I have people in my squad from Mexico, from the United States, of course, from Brazil. So you're gonna have so many people here that you can share experience, you can share your ideas, dreams, and as I said before, you might not share the same language or country, but you're gonna find something that you can share, something in common that you're gonna identify with another person.
That's very good. Now, Cadet Lesher, we're going to ask you the same thing. How have you stepped into leadership since arriving?
All right. So what Cadet Giovanna said, she provided a lot of instances about stepping into leadership in the core of cadets life, but I'm probably going to be involving more academics and extracurriculars talking about leadership. For academics, you could be assigned group projects and have to lead some of those. The teachers always encourage it, and you're always sort of just supposed to, or just try to lead some of your classmates as you go on. Now, for extracurriculars, I do have a lot more experience in this area. Like previously said, I'm a peer tutor. I have helped cadets. I have led them through their homework. I have helped them write essays, do math homework, science homework, any kind of homework you can think of. I've helped them with all of that. A different part, I'm a ropes course facilitator. I'm the supervisor of the rappel tower. Whenever somebody has an activity over there, I'm in charge of making sure that everything gets done right, everything is safe, and everybody does everything right, just to make sure that everyone has fun without any danger present. And through those different experiences, I've led people older than me, I've led people younger than me, I've led people of higher ranks than me, I've led people that are recruits who just got here. I've led so many different people. There's different ways of leading every different people. People learn individually and as a group, but by leading so many different people, I'm just learning different ways to make it easier for myself to help them get through things, to try to make things fun, to try to not bore them while they're going through different things. And I just lead them the best I can.
Fantastic. And Cadet Carpignano, how do you feel about this? How have you stepped into leadership since arriving?
So when I was a sophomore, high school was not allowed to get any officer positions. But after that year, it was more open, and me and my best friend, we decided that we wanted to be officers for our senior year, and we made it our goal to hit that rank. So my junior year of high school, I became regimental staff, which was really exciting. It was a really big step for me. And my senior year, I was a platoon leader, which was really exciting. Getting to see all these new cadets come in, and it was like an eye opener whenever I first started. So I kind of felt for them, and I wanted to make their first experience at New Mexico military one of the best. And I decided to step down for a year so I could focus academically to get into UT Austin. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, while you were discussing, we had a question come through. Can you explain what tours are and your experience with them?
Okay. So, every weekend, we have something called Tour Squad. Tours are what you get for missing class, missing formation in the morning. I've had a few myself. I actually just marched all of mine off. And you have to get demerits before you even get tours. So if you miss formation in the morning, that's going to be 2 tours, which is 10 demerits. And one tour is basically 1 hour of marching. It's like a disciplinary act. You're marching in this box for an hour. It's like, oh, you got to think about what you did. You don't want to do that again. So since then, I haven't missed one formation. So, yes.
Thank you for your honesty. So, Cadet Garcia Marquez, what's a leadership lesson you've learned here that you'll carry for the rest of your life?
Well, having a leadership position in the Corps definitely made me have more confidence. And one of its lessons that taught me was most definitely team building. I feel like that's a really important aspect of New Mexico Military Institute, which is how our troop bonds together and how we sort of feel like a family. Um, like growing together and cooperation between everyone is what really helps us like lead the way per se, and like it's a really good experience to like have other people know that you have their back and they have yours.
Fantastic. Now, Cadet Asisma Fort, how do you feel about this? What's a lesson you've learned here that you'll carry for your life?
Definitely the growing environment and learning new things. A leadership lesson, I would say, probably the type of person that I am and how I want to lead others. I'm a very empathetic person, and I don't like to just correct them. I like to tell them what's wrong and how to correct it. Don't just be harsh.
Fantastic. So, Cadet Carpignano, in what ways has NMMI prepared you for the next step? College, military, career? How has it shaped you?
So I think it definitely disciplined me in many ways. Time management was probably one of my biggest issues as well. I have a lot of confidence now talking to other people. I work with others really well now. And I would say communication and independence are also one of the biggest things that you can learn from New Mexico military as well. And I know that it'll carry on throughout my life.
Fantastic. Now, Cadet De Sosa, in what ways has NMMI prepared you for your next step?
So when I first came here, I had a completely different vision of leadership. I thought that for being a leader, you had to be the strongest, the loudest. But after the 2 years that I had here, I finally realized that being a leader doesn't mean being the strongest in the room or the loudest. Just means being the one that do the right things. So NMMI totally prepared me for my future. I'm a person, as Carpiano just said, that we can all have a good relationship with people now. Communication, it's really helpful in all the areas that you want to pursue in your career. And I feel that here they shape us into leaders ready to make changes in the world. And also another thing that I learned is that a good leader is the one that always listens, because the good leader, this person wants to listen and to adapt to make sure everybody feels safe in the environment. So that's what I learned here, and I'm gonna take this to my future.
That's very important, and I appreciate that answer. So, Cadet Lesher, what advice would you give someone who's nervous about coming to NMMI?
As someone who was very nervous when they first got here, make friends. That is the biggest piece of advice I can give to anybody coming by. There are so many people here that were willing to be your friends. Throughout week, you'll make a bunch of them just by shared experiences. There are so many people that I have to lean on, and so many people that can lean on me if they ever want to. It has been so useful having so many friends. I get so many bits of advice. I get so many people to talk to all the time, whether I'm sitting down at lunch and other people decide to come up. And just making friends is one of the best things that you can do. And another thing that a lot of people, this is just a me perspective thing, but I've also learned to not take a lot of things personally whenever we're living here, because it's a closed environment where you're living with your friends. I've taken a couple things personally just based on whatever's going on, and I've learned that not taking things personally is a great way of making sure that your friendship bonds stay where they are, and that way you don't read too much into things or anything else like that. But friends are definitely very important here.
That's great advice. Now, Cadet Assisma Fort, how do you feel? What advice would you give someone who's nervous about coming to NMMI?
I would say the same thing that my mom told me before I was coming here is to take one day at a time, take things easy, and just do my best every day. So that's pretty much it. Um, this institute has many bricks, and it was not possible to construct everything in a day. They had to put one brick after the other. So just keep going and put one brick after the other.
That's great advice. Now, hearing all of your answers, it is clear that NMMI fosters community growth and is here to prepare you for the next steps of life, regardless of what that path might be. That said, how has NMMI helped you discover the kind of person you want to be? And we're going to start with you, Cadet Carpignano.
So this showed me to just keep pushing forward. Even when times are hard, um, I just need to keep going. And it definitely shows a determination um, in what I want to do with my path, I guess, in life. I have great integrity. I've learned a lot of empathy for others, um, sympathy, and just a kind person is what I want to be. And that's what I've learned from New Mexico military.
Very good. Cadet Garcia Marquez, what about you?
Well, when I first came here, I really didn't know what I wanted for myself. And I feel like New Mexico has really helped me discover what I've wanted for myself and how I can achieve that. I really want to go to college now. I'm graduating this semester. And I've learned that like I want to be a kind person that helps others and is confident in themselves. This school has really taught me what it is to be in this sort of community.
Very good. Cadet Assisma Fort, how about you?
So prior coming to NMMI, I always had an idea what I wanted to do in life, but definitely after I arrived here, it just cleared all the uncertainty that I had. I'm pretty sure what I want to do in life now, and it's really comfortable to know that I'm taking the right pathway.
Amazing. Now, Cadet DeSosa, has NMMI helped you discover the kind of person you want to be?
So it's pretty much what Lauren just said, but basically, I always knew what I want to do for my career. But with an MMI, after it, I realized that I just want to make the difference in the world. Like it doesn't matter where life takes me. I know that I'm gonna do great with all the skills that I developed here. So that's basically it.
Very good. And Cadet Lesher, how do you feel?
I love sharing this story with people because I just really enjoy this moment. Midway through junior year first semester, I was sitting at my desk and my advisor had just emailed us and what he said was like start thinking about where you want to go for college to study what you want to do. And for the longest time I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I wasn't sure what college I would apply to. I had no idea where I was going. But while I was sitting at my desk looking at that email with my hand on the mouse, it just clicked right in my head for me. I wanted to be someone that helps people. And from then on, I've just been kind of focusing on professions that do help people: police force, the fire academies, EMTs, paramedics, medical industries. I've been looking at all of those, and I just want to be someone that helps others.
No, that's fantastic. And we did have a question come through. What do you plan to do for the future? We're going to go back through each of you. So, Cadet Lesher, I'd like you to go first.
So, like I just said, I am now dead set and fully committing to becoming a firefighter. I have already been accepted to a few fire academies. Currently, my number one choice is in New Jersey, where my aunt and my uncle live, so I will be getting support from them.
Amazing. Cadet DeSosa.
So my ultimate goal is becoming a neurosurgeon, but I'm gonna start with nursing so then I can get my green card and I wanna join the military as well. So those are my three goals.
Very good. And Cadet Garcia Marquez, how about you?
Well, I definitely want to stay in the US. I want to go to college too. My brother's also here in the US, so I'm planning to go to the same college he is, which is in Texas. I don't know what kind of job I want to be, like what I'm looking for exactly. But I feel like I'll find that along the way. I just like feel like I made a good decision into for by coming to the US and coming to Nmmi.
Very good. And Cadet Carboniano, what's your next step?
So my next step is sonography. So I'm studying for that right now. I'm getting my associates in pre-nursing and pre-medicine. I really want to do ultrasounds. I want to see the creation of life, basically, and I'm just really excited for my future.
Very good. And Cadet Asisma Furt, what about you? What's your next step?
My next step is to go to college, graduate, and probably follow a career on the health field.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much to our cadets for sharing their real life experiences, insights, and their heart with us. And thank you to everyone watching live or catching the replay. Whether you're exploring NMMI as a possible next step or just starting your search, we're here to help. You can visit nmmi.edu to learn more, chat with our admissions team, or set up a campus visit. We also have shadow days. NMMI is a place where students don't just prepare for what's next, they transform into thinkers, into leaders, into citizens of a global family that lasts far beyond graduation. We'll hope you'll join us. And until next time, #WeAreNMMI.